Not everyone is on board with Erling Haaland's dramatic new look, and the divide has quickly turned into one of the more entertaining debates to come out of the entire Premier League season opening weekend. While Haaland himself seems completely unbothered by his decision to shave off his famous long blonde hair, a significant portion of his fanbase, including plenty of Norwegian supporters who watch that same hairstyle become a defining image of this summer's World Cup, have made it very clear online that they want the old look back. In this video, we are going to walk through exactly why so many fans are pushing back against this transformation, break down the specific concerns driving the backlash, and explore why American audiences have found this entire debate so entertaining to follow. So let us get into everything that unfolded. To understand why this reaction has been so strong, you have to remember exactly how significant Haaland's long hair had become as part of his overall public identity. Worn in a ponytail, top knot, or bun depending on the occasion, his flowing blonde hair became one of his most recognizable signature traits throughout Norway's stunning run to the World Cup quarterfinals this summer, when he scored 7 goals to finish tied for third among all tournament scorers. That look became so iconic that it inspired wigs, countless memes, and even an actual lookalike contest held in Miami during the tournament itself. Given just how central that hairstyle had become to his entire public image, it is easy to understand why cutting it off so suddenly, just hours before Manchester City's season opener against Bournemouth, generated such a strong and immediate reaction. Before we get into the specific reasons fans want the old look back, take a second to hit that like button and make sure you are subscribed, because we are covering every angle of this ongoing hair debate as it continues to unfold. It only takes a second, and it genuinely helps the channel. Alright, let us get into it. Perhaps the most common concern raised by fans hoping for a return to the old hairstyle centers on the idea that Haaland's long locks functioned as a kind of good luck charm throughout his career. Multiple reports covering the reaction specifically noted that a portion of fans expressed genuine concern online, describing the hair in exactly those terms, worried that cutting it off might somehow disrupt the remarkable run of scoring form that had defined his time in England. That kind of superstition tied directly to a player's physical appearance is not entirely uncommon in football culture, but it took on extra weight here given just how successful Haaland had been throughout the entirety of his long-haired era at Manchester City. Unfortunately, for those hoping the buzzcut would prove to be lucky rather than cursed, the very match where Haaland debuted the new look did not go according to plan on an individual level. Manchester City did win their season opener against Bournemouth 2-1, but Haaland himself did not manage to get on the scoresheet, missing a couple of genuine scoring chances along the way. That specific detail, a rare scoreless outing coming on the exact same day as his dramatic hair transformation, gave superstitious fans exactly the kind of evidence they needed to reinforce their argument. Even though a single quiet match hardly amounts to statistically meaningful proof of any connection between his hairstyle and his form in front of goal. Once the buzz cut went fully viral, social media filled with fans expressing genuine sadness at seeing the transformation. One particularly memorable comment on his Instagram post described the moment poetically, mourning that an angel had lost its wings. Other reactions leaned into a more dramatic, almost theatrical sense of loss, with commentary describing the moment as the definitive end of what many had affectionately nicknamed his Viking era. A direct reference to the warrior-like persona his long hair had helped cultivate throughout his time in English football, and, more recently, his breakout World Cup run with Norway. Much of the broader conversation surrounding this haircut controversy has drawn direct comparisons to a similarly famous football hair transformation from decades earlier, when David Beckham shocked fans by shaving his own head back in 2000. That earlier moment had similarly divided opinion at the time, eventually being remembered as one of football's most iconic style shifts. Commentators covering Haaland's own transformation have repeatedly invoked that same comparison, suggesting his buzz cut may eventually be remembered in a similar light. Regardless of how divisive the initial reaction happens to be in the moment, it is worth noting that plenty of fans have pushed back against the idea that Haaland needs his old hairstyle restored at all. Some supporters have specifically argued that the shorter style would actually help shift attention back toward his performances on the pitch rather than his appearance, suggesting that the constant conversation surrounding his long hair had, in its own way, become something of a distraction from his footballing brilliance. Others have embraced the new look entirely on its own merits, with reactions ranging from genuine approval to simple curiosity about how the style might evolve as the season progresses. Whatever the ongoing debate among fans, Haaland himself has been refreshingly transparent about exactly why he made this decision now. In his own YouTube video documenting the transformation, he explained that he had actually been considering the haircut since the moment the World Cup ended, but simply had not found the time given how busy his schedule remained throughout the summer. With the new Premier League season now underway, he framed the timing as a deliberate fresh start, explaining plainly that the season starts now, so it felt like the right moment to make the change. That explanation reframes the entire haircut not as an impulsive, spur-of-the-moment decision, but as something he had genuinely been weighing for weeks before finally following through. Part of why this entire controversy has captured so much attention among American audiences specifically comes down to how deeply they had already connected with Haaland's image throughout the World Cup. For fans who spent an entire summer associating him so closely with that exact hairstyle, watching it disappear so suddenly created a genuinely strange, almost jarring sense of losing a piece of the version of him they had fallen in love with over those 6 unforgettable weeks. That emotional attachment, even to something as seemingly trivial as a hairstyle, speaks directly to just how thoroughly Haaland's entire persona, appearance included, had embedded itself into American sports culture over the course of a single tournament. Stepping back from the specific hair debate itself, this entire saga reflects something meaningful about the level of attention that now follows literally every aspect of Haaland's public life, both on and off the pitch. A haircut, something most professional athletes could change without generating any real conversation whatsoever, instead became a genuinely significant, multi-day news story, complete with celebrity reactions, viral social media debates, and now an ongoing conversation among fans hoping to see the old look eventually return. That level of scrutiny over even the smallest personal decisions is exactly the kind of attention reserved for genuine global superstars, reinforcing just how far his profile has grown since this summer began. At the end of the day, whether fans eventually get their wish and see Haaland's long blonde hair make a triumphant return, or whether this buzz cut marks a permanent new chapter in his personal style, this entire debate has offered a genuinely entertaining subplot heading into the new Premier League season. Between the good luck charm theories, the emotional social media tributes, and the ongoing comparisons to football's previous great hair transformations, one thing remains clear: very few athletes could turn something as simple as a trip to the barber into this much sustained conversation. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you are subscribed so you catch our next video the moment Haaland himself weighs in further on whether the old look might ever make a comeback, because based on how this entire saga has unfolded so far, this debate is clearly not going away anytime soon.